All right, I see it up there. It's been a while since we did this. See? Welcome to Coming Out with Cannabis with your host, Christina, Diarc. What are we calling you now these days? It's Diarc and Kelly.
Yeah, Diarc and Kelly.
So that's what we're going to go with here. It's welcome to the COWC with Diarc and Kelly. We're going all new since it's been about a month. But today we're chatting it up with Roisin Delaney. She is the editor of Cannabis Magazine in the UK. We are so happy to be back, fans, and ready to see what's happening. But first, I guess I'm just going to go Diarc. We're trying to figure this whole new thing out, Roisin, so give us a second. You know, it's a format, new colors, new logos. We're going to try to hold the whole 9 yards here. But go ahead, let's see what's happening.
Yes, thank you, everybody. So we're switching to Diarc because Puller adding that it's been a problem with emails, the email's so long. So we're consolidating back to Diarc, which is who I am in the biotech industry, and that's what everybody calls me, you know. So CDP was just a quick add-on and easy to say, but that's the reason why we're doing the switch for our viewers. Bruce Brady, you know, he was giving me a hard time about this, so and since we all work for him,
he's over there nodding. He's happy about it. Look at him.
we are now following. Yes, we're now kind of making a switch. So I'm so happy that you're here today because it was such a pleasure meeting with you in Barcelona at the World CBD Awards. It was fantastic. I don't want to steal your thunder, so I'm going to hand it off to you.
Oh my God, it was so good. It was, it was the first one too. So it was really, really good. I thought it was really positive and very relaxed, and everyone seemed to have a really good time. And it was Barcelona, so what wasn't to love? And it was great from a networking point of view. I mean, the amount of people we met from Canada, the States, people from the UK that we hadn't actually met before. And it's a small little island, so it's not like, you know, usually we say everybody knows everybody and everybody knows everybody's business. But in terms of that, it was, from that respect, it was a really, really successful few days. So congratulations to everyone involved.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Because, you know, I was one of the planners on the planning committee. And, you know, with the Compare CBD Award guys, we basically worked on this in 4 months and kicked this off, which was huge. It was a huge undertaking because none of us are in Barcelona. And then just trying to get everybody where they need to be, and just getting the speakers lined up and everything. It was a huge undertaking, but the team really came together. And I have to agree with you. I have to echo, the networking was fantastic. One of the best events.
So many other people, because a lot of the times you go to these events and there's not, you know, it's a little bit cold, or there's not as many opportunities to see the same people on a daily basis. But it was great. It was like we were all living together for like 3 days. So it was perfect.
Yes, it was kind of like being on a resort, so to speak, where, you know, you see the same people at dinner and lunch and, you know, whatever, breakfast.
Exactly. And we've got it in the new issue of the magazine too. So here we go. I don't know if you can see it.
Yes, I can.
And we've got a wonderful spread here. So we've got World CBD Awards.
Love it.
So we've got like 3 pages of basically everything that happened, apart from the stuff we're not allowed to say.
Right, of course.
What happens in Barcelona stays in Barcelona? Is that what I'm hearing?
Pretty much.
Okay.
It was pretty tame, though, I gotta say. I didn't see, you know, very many crazy things happening. You know,
no, the conference lineup was really interesting too, particularly with yourself, Christina, and also CBD Intel, which is actually, we work with them a lot here, and their offices are in Barcelona, and they were really, really great in terms of providing that kind of market analysis and market research that is really valuable to everyone who was there as well. So they were a really good addition to the conference.
I agree. So tell us about the magazine a little bit.
So the magazine has taken off like crazy, basically. It's been around since January this year. And just to give you the backstory, Our heritage is with the Vapourhound brand, Vapourhound Magazine. So Vapourhound is around for about 4 or 5 years now. And it's grown to be this absolute monster within the vape industry. It's probably one of the best recognized logos within the e-cigarette trade all over the world.
Wow.
So about this time last year, maybe a little bit later in 2018, we sat down and realized that CBD was infiltrating the vape side of things first and foremost, especially in the UK. That's how we all got introduced to CBD in the UK. It was mainly through the vape industry. So we thought, okay, well, we need to do a CBD magazine. Maybe we'll do it this time next year. Maybe we'll do it September 2019, something like that. And then we got closer to the end of the year and we were like, no, we have to do it in January. So we brought it out in January this year. We just brought out a 3rd issue. So we're working on our 4th issue now, which is due out in October. And it's done so well here in the UK that we're actually going to launch a US version by the end of the year too. So we'll see you all in that, I'm sure, too, by hopefully December time.
That's awesome.
Is there any way we can get our hands on a copy of that?
Absolutely. I can get you a couple of copies if you just email me your address. It's no problem.
Sweet. That'd be great. I'd love to take a look. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Real quick, I know this was part of our pre-conversation talk. Can you tell us a little bit about how you got into the industry?
Yes. So I've kind of been here, there, and everywhere. People usually laugh when I tell them my story, but basically, I went to university in Dublin, in Ireland, where I'm from. And after that, I was working mainly for like lifestyle, glossy, female-driven publications, like the ones you would see in any newsstand or news agents around the world. So you're talking like fashion, cosmetics, travel. Women with a disposable income who could spend on those kind of products. And so it was very materialistic, very, hard to be passionate about, I suppose is a good way to put it. And a lot of people make that their career and they're really, really passionate about it. But for me, there was just something missing. So I quit my job, moved to Alabama.
What?
Yeah.
From Dublin to Alabama.
Yeah.
Why Alabama? There hadn't been a job.
There was a boy.
Okay, a boy.
There's usually a man involved. My now fiance is a researcher, and he is very intelligent and was offered one of those jobs that you can't refuse at the Mitchell Cancer Institute in Alabama, Mobile, Alabama, doing cancer research. Nice. So it was one of those opportunities. We were like, nobody ever gets to move to Alabama, so let's go. It was the best time, honestly. We made the best contacts. I worked for a magazine over there as the executive editor, all across the Gulf Coast, and we had we met the most amazing people there. And over there, there was more of a community in terms of, in the South, family is so important, community is so important. Everyone comes together to support people when there's a crisis or a disaster. And that really came through in the publication, in terms of fundraisers, nonprofits, all that kind of stuff. And when we moved back to Ireland, after about a year or so. And a contact of ours based in Colorado told us about this company in England who were looking for people like us, basically. And I was at a meeting one day and this guy came around the corner and he was like, do you want a job? And I said,
yes.
Sure. I mean, I'm not doing anything right now. I've got a few weeks off, which I was really enjoying, but sure, I might as well get back into it. And he's now my boss. He's the owner of our company. So
that's awesome.
That's how started with Vapourhound, and then after about a year and a bit with Vapourhound, it was time to move into the Cannavist. So that's how we're here.
Very cool, very cool. And I didn't mean a whole lot of that stuff or all of that about Alabama. They do have some nice coast.
You know what? It was, living near the beach. You can't.
Mm-hmm. We know that. We talk about that quite a bit. It's frustrating here in Pennsylvania. Although, I've made my way to the beach a couple times this year. Thank goodness. Some toes in the sand therapy.
Yeah.
But that's quite a story, really, to get from where you were to Alabama back here now in Cannabis. magazine.
Yeah, and there's something that was really like kind of tied it all together, which was the person that I was working for in Alabama was this former New York publicist, former New York celebrity stylist. She dressed Justin Timberlake, Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears, all of these amazing people who were like the it people of the late 90s, early noughties. And she up and moved to the South and started this amazing magazine. And everyone working at the magazine was female, not by intention. It's just how it happened. And I think that's something I've kind of carried through now to the CBD world, where we're seeing so many women kind of leading the kind of driving force behind all these new projects and all these new initiatives. So I think that's something that's kind of, it's like a common denominator, I think, between the two. So that's really worked out properly.
Very cool.
Mm.
Well, it's a new day in industry and business, and I'm an old white man from America, so I'm going to say this. It's no longer the old white man industry where this, and this goes. So congratulations, and I do appreciate the future in working with, females in the industry. So it's, that old white man mentality is something that haunts America culture, and hopefully it continues to leave.
Well, one of the things that I also appreciate about Wayne and Raj, who you'll be our CTO for Cannabis and IHO, is the fact that they're so respectful about that. And when they see an example of that happen in business, they will say something to me about it. You know what I mean? So it's really nice because they're so embracing in business, and it's made it easier, I feel, for us to get things moving, along.
Well, I shared with Christina before this call, I have two daughters. They're likely as old or older than you, or at least one of them. And, currently one's stuck in London, one's on tour with her band, and it's just, it's all about encouraging and lifting up, the individual, whether it's male or female. They're out there hustling and trying,
it's whether you're male or female, I think, it's a constant battle just to get to where you want to be. Everyone who is in their 20s or 30s by now, pretty much everyone has gone to university, or everyone is, everyone's competing to like get there, and everyone has the same level of qualifications, and everyone is really educated these days in this kind of industry. So it is competitive, but but it's just hard work at the end of the day.
Yep.
Yeah, it's about the hustle. Nothing is given to you. You don't get, for some reason, people think in this industry with it, they call it the green rush and all these things, that the money, there's going to be a money train. And that's just not how it works, right? I mean, you have to work very, very, very hard to get where you're at. And success doesn't come overnight, and many of us have been in the industry a while now. And, stuff that we got into 3 years ago, now we're seeing it pop up. Like, everybody wants to do research. Well, shit, we talked about this 3 years ago, man,
Bruce was just giving me a what's up because of that, and but it's been a few weeks, so that's not too bad. We actually recorded a couple where C and I dropped a couple F-bombs, and I didn't publish them because Bruce gave me a what's what. But hey, I did get the reminder from Alexa, so let's see what we want to cover here. We have about 8 minutes. I know you have a hard stop, C, at 11:30. So what else do we need to talk about, guys?
I also wanted to talk about the event in October that we just launched, the Rising from the Ashes, the medical cannabis and CBD collaborative that we've put together with, I feel, an amazing lineup of speakers. Most of the speakers that are coming are colleagues or friends, personally, of mine. And we're so happy that you are coming to King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. Not really, but you're going to come and speak and have a presence at the event. But specifically, the fact that you're going to be talking about media in the cannabis and CBD industry with some of our board members and also a television executives coming in from the West Coast
Oh yeah, that'll be fun.
to come and talk about this topic because we get blacked out a lot.
Yeah.
In the media, and so we're just so excited to have you, and I'll stop talking so you have a chance to talk.
Oh, no, it's good. No, I'm really excited about that because it's not something that is regularly featured on conference panels or at symposiums. And I'm all for research. I love research. Facts is what we do with the magazine, but there are other important angles to the industry too, which aren't sometimes given the airtime. So I think it's really good that you have a media panel, which is great. So I can't wait.
We're really excited. We're looking, it's not that far away, and we've started the sponsorship, the ticket push. By the way, I can send you. We have a discount code that we released this morning. I'll send it to you where people can get 10% off tickets, either the actual event, the symposium, and then we also have a happy hour ticket as well. That's obviously considerably reduced, but each ticket. We have a 10% off right now.
Perfect. Thank you. We'll do
Hey, and real quick, I know we want to touch base on, or we got to get out of here, but I heard rumor of somebody being featured in your magazine as some type of CEO. What's that about?
Yes. So in our next issue here in the UK, which is due out the first week of October, Christina is going to be on our lady.
That wasn't very convincing, was it?
So every issue we have this feature called Lady Business, and it's a bit of a pun, but it's very serious at the same time because, like we were saying, in an earlier conversation, we have so many women in the industry that are kind of just making like these massive changes and making these massive impressions on the actual future of the industry. So in terms of research and also being like a CEO and a CEO and another CEO in one person.
And the beating that goes along with that on a daily basis.
So yeah, we have Christina on that for the next issue, which we're really excited about. And we'll also do something for the first issue that comes out in the States at the end of the year too. So there's lots happening.
I greatly appreciate it. And I actually, you guys can't see my arms, but I have chills because it's like amazing to hear this now. Like, the biotech industry, I've always been a powerhouse. Like people know me in that industry and I've done my work and I've done a good job. But in the cannabis and CBD space, I got a lot of scrutiny when I popped over purposely. But my colleagues, and then, just being able to prove that what I said I can do or what these companies that I represent can do actually can be done. That took some time. And so here we are in 2019 and you're featuring me in a magazine.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I know, it's great. We're really excited about it. And, there's lots more we can do too. So, the possibilities are endless is what I would say.
We're excited. We're really excited about it.
Great.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's take it out of here. Diarc, let's close this round up.
All right. Well, thank you again for joining us today. At least it's not too late.
It's good. It's like 4:30 here now. So
yeah, that's not bad.
We're not getting into your pub time yet.
It's tomorrow.
But thank you again for joining us today.
Anytime.
We'll have you on again. Especially we'll be shooting some coming out with Cannabis at the event in October. So we'll make sure to grab you and have you live stream with us coming out with Cannabis. But thank you again. And thank you so much for all of your support and everything that you guys all do and everything you did for the World CBD Awards. I know we were all so thankful for the coverage and how you guys were able to interact with all the people who came, the guests, and even us as part of the planning committee. So my hats, I don't have a hat on today, is off to you.
No problem. Thank you. Anytime. No, we're really big into just building the industry, I guess you would say. And that's all down to people and relationships that you make, I think, in particular in collaboration. So absolutely anytime.
All right. Sounds great, guys. Thanks for joining us. Roisin. I got that right. Roisin. All right. I remembered. Actually, I didn't remember. I glimpsed over at my notes. So,
That's
anyway.
okay. It wouldn't be the first.
I know, I'm sure. All right. Thank you for joining us. I look forward to seeing you in October. And I guess that's it. Thank you for joining us. Take care.
Bye-bye.